Hey, this is another great video by Ricky Kennerly Cichlids. In this video we're going to check out how to color up and grow out the D2 African Peacock Cichlid in the aquarium. Now the D2 is an exceptional fish. It's very rare. I don't see any other fish like it on YouTube, so that's a good reason to check out this video. And then also the adaptation of my methods in coloring up and growing out this fish can be used by many people in the hobby. So let's go over some of the things you can do. So when you're in a situation where if you're a male and you're going to a function and they're all going to be females, and they're all going to be, attractive looking females, you're going to do your best to look as good as you can when going to that function, because you're going to be there and getting all the attention from all the females. You're going to stand out and you're going to get more attention than you would otherwise if it was other males. Now if you were a female and you were going to a function where there was all males there besides you, you would absolutely look your best to impress those males, and you'd be getting all the attention from those males. So in the same case as a fish, if they're around all types of females and it's a male fish, that male is going to look as best as it can. It's going to color up, it's going to really show its stuff to impress all those females. So in this instance, the best way to get a fish to color up is to have it a male with multiple females. He's going to get all this attention, and it's going to be doing all these flirtations with these females, and it's going to look its best. That's going to help it color up because it's inside the fish that helps it color up. Because if you put a male fish with an all-male tank, a lot of times the color could have been good from the start, but once it's moved to that tank, it can drop off and look very drab. So in this case, it's the fish who's coloring up itself through its hormones and so forth to get it looking the best. It's in the fish. It's the ability of the fish to make it look good. And so having it in an all-female tank besides itself is going to make it look really, really good. Now to grow out, it's sort of similar. If you don't have competition from other fish, other male fish, they're going to eat better. They're not going to be picked on. There's going to be less stress involved, and they're going to be blooming and growing. And plus, all those hormones are going to be kicking because it's surrounded by females. There's going to be a lot of hormones, and so they're going to grow quicker. The fish is going to grow quicker. Now, of course, you could do extra water changes and stuff to help with this, but I'm looking at things that normally people don't look at. Surrounding by a lot of females is really going to kick up the hormones. There's going to be less stress involved, and the male is going to be wanting to perform as much as possible. And when he's in that mode and he's kicking up his hormones, he's going to look his best, which is coloring up. And two, he's going to be as growing as healthy as possible and getting as big as possible in a quicker manner than if he was in competition with males. So let's take a look at this fish, this D2. You may wonder what the D2 is. Of course, you could have looked at the thumbnail. Let's get a closer look at D2. It's an awesome fish. So D2 has his own special cave down at the bottom, and he uses it quite often. Now, as far as the females, there's about 10 to 12 females in here to prompt him to look as good as he can. Now, when he's active like this, it's hard to get a good shot of him, but we'll get some. I'll freehand and do as best I can on getting him to show up. But he's looking pretty good right where he's at. Maybe a good shot from him. Now the D2 is a double dorsal fin African Cichlid Peacock. Now when people are raising fish, they might have culled a fish like this when it was younger. But me, I wanted to see what it would turn out to be, and the D2 is an amazing fish. Now I'll get a closer look at it here in a minute so you can get a good view on it. But the D2 is healthy. It is fertile, and I don't know if the offspring will look like D2, but in this case all these females are sexually mature and almost full size, so they will have the most amount of fry through each breeding. That's good because I don't like to do multiple breedings. I like to know what female has been mated with the D2, and if it's multiple females I can't track it as well, which is kind of hard when they all look the same. Now these females in here with D2 happen to be from the icebreaker, how I performed the icebreaker. It's the same females, so it's possible I can have some fish that are like it in the future, like the D2, that's either dragon blood, a mix, or like icebreaker. So let's get a little bit closer look at the D2. The D2 is all the time looking for some female action. He's doing like he should. He's always keeping the females in line and trying to get them to accept him as a mate. In the recent days, he's been coloring up even more so than usual. And what have I done to do this? I've also changed the food that I've been feeding the D2, which, surprisingly enough, is artificial crab meat. Artificial crab meat. If you've not tried it, then I would suggest checking it out. And I'll give it a little bit of time for the video to show that, how they eat it. And also the females recover a lot quicker with the higher protein food after having young and fry. And the water quality is going to be much better with the artificial crab meat than it is for pellets. Now it can take a while to get all the debris from your pellet food out of the aquarium. Maybe 3 or 4 water changes because it's sometimes down the substrate. They may say it's in the sand. They say it's only on the top of the sand, but debris will get mixed in with your sand no matter what kind of sand you got. I have different types of sand in different aquariums, and they all get debris in the sand. So let's have a small look at them eating the artificial crab meat. And this has been D2, the African Cichlid Peacock. So let me talk to you about what I'm feeding them. I'm feeding them the artificial crab meat here. It's from Walmart. You can get it around the world, maybe not this particular brand. I wouldn't advise you to read the ingredient list before making sure it's the same thing as what I have here. The ingredient list is eggs, Alaska pollock, which is a fish around Alaska, anchovies, sardines, blue crab, king crab, lobster, snow crab, and soy. So it's good ingredients, and as you see here, they really love it. I've already fed them a little bit, but the camera angle was wrong. So let me put some more in there and let them go to it. They just tear into it. Now sometimes they'll put smaller chunks, sometimes they'll put bigger chunks and let them fight over. I think it's kind of cool. Now you see the females here going for the food, and let me adjust the camera down and show you D2 down there eating his food. Just look at him going like crazy. So look at him eat it, tearing into it, So this has been D2, how to color it up, grow it out, make it look great, and how to feed it to do all that stuff. So thanks for watching. This has been Ricky Kenley's Cichlids, where fish swim.